Here is what I had to unlearn about money to start earning more. As much as we like to believe, we're rational, logical human beings. The truth is, when it comes to money, most of our decisions aren't logical at all. They're emotional. They're habitual. And more often than we'd like to admit, they're subconscious. The way you think about money today was largely programmed into you when you were young. By what you heard, what you saw, and what the people around you believed and struggled with. And these beliefs, they shape your income far more than your intelligence, your work ethic, or even your opportunities. I've seen people with incredible talent stay stuck, while others, who weren't necessarily smarter mostly in school, quietly built wealth. And the biggest difference wasn't effort. It was belief. So today, I want to walk you through 5 money beliefs I had to completely let go of, beliefs that were holding me back, and how dropping them changed everything. Let's start with the first one. Belief 1. Working more hours equals more money. This belief is deeply ingrained in us. Work hard. Put in long hours. Sacrifice your time. And eventually, you'll be rewarded. But when I truly understood how flawed this thinking was, it completely changed how I approached money and how I earned it. Here's the reality. Your income is not directly tied to the number of hours you work. It's tied to the value you create. There are people working 12-hour days who barely scrape by, and others working a few focused hours who earn exponentially more. When I stopped obsessing over hours and started asking, how can I create more value at the same time? Everything shifted. Instead of doing more, I focused on doing better. Better systems, better leverage, better use of my skills. And that one mental shift opened doors I didn't even know existed. Belief 2. You have to be an expert to make money. For a long time, I thought I wasn't ready. I told myself I needed more qualifications, more experience, more proof that I knew enough. But here's what I learned the hard way. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to know everything. You just need to be a few steps ahead of someone else. Most people aren't looking for a genius. They're looking for clarity, guidance, someone who can help them move forward. When I finally stopped waiting to feel qualified and started sharing what I already knew, opportunities started appearing. And I realized something powerful. Confidence compounds faster than credentials. Belief 3. Money is scarce. This one runs deep. Growing up, money felt limited, like there was only so much to go around. If someone else had more, it meant less for you. That scarcity mindset quietly influences everything: how much you charge, what risks you take, and whether you believe abundance is even possible. But money isn't scarce. Opportunity is everywhere. The problem isn't a lack of money, it's a lack of awareness. When I shifted from thinking, how do I get a piece of what's left, to how do I create something useful, everything changed. Because money flows toward value, toward solutions, toward people who solve real problems. And once you see that, fear starts to loosen its grip. Belief 4. Rich people are greedy or unethical. This belief kept me stuck for longer than I'd like to admit. Somewhere along the way, I picked up the idea that wanting more money meant becoming selfish or compromising your values. But that belief creates an internal conflict. Because if you believe wealth is bad, you'll subconsciously push it away. Here, what reframed it for me. Money doesn't change who you are. It amplifies who you already are. If you're generous, money gives you more ability to give. If you care about impact, money gives you reach. There are unethical people at every income level. And there are deeply good people doing incredible things because they have resources. Once I let go of the guilt around wanting more, I gave myself permission to grow. Belief 5. Playing it safe is the smart choice. This belief feels logical. Stay secure. Don't take risks. Stick to what you know. But playing it safe comes with its own risks, ones we rarely talk about. The risk of stagnation. The risk of regret. The risk of waking up years later, realizing you never truly tried. Growth requires discomfort. Expansion requires uncertainty. The biggest breakthroughs in my life didn't come from staying comfortable. They came from stepping into unfamiliar territory before I felt ready. And every time I did, I learned something that moved me forward. Not all risks pay off financially, but they always pay in experience, clarity, and confidence. The bigger picture. Here's the thing most people never realize. Money beliefs operate quietly in the background. They influence your decisions long before logic ever gets involved. And until you question them, you'll keep repeating the same patterns, no matter how hard you work. When I started examining my beliefs instead of blaming my circumstances, I stopped feeling powerless. And that's when progress became inevitable. You don't need to change who you are. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to release the beliefs that no longer serve you. Because the moment your mindset shifts, your actions follow. And when your actions change consistently, your income eventually has no choice but to follow. If this resonated with you, take a moment and ask yourself, which belief have I been carrying without questioning? Because the fastest way to change your financial reality is to change the story you've been telling yourself about money. And once you do, everything else starts to fall into place.